Hi boys and girls, if you're using the workbook only and not the computer, this should help you. If you have your workbook, I'm going to go over lesson 1, which was on main idea and details. Remember from the beginning of the year, I believe we underlined some of the sentences that just talked about what main idea and details are. So hopefully you really read that carefully. You probably remember the story about the dog named Seaman that helped Lewis and Clark. And looking over here, hopefully your answers look something like this. They've given the main idea and one of the key details. The main idea here was that Lewis and Clark's dog Seaman protected the explorers. One detail was he chased away a buffalo. The second detail was Seaman barked at a grizzly bear until it ran away. And then the third key detail was Seaman made sure the explorers had food by hunting for squirrels every day. So as long as your answers were close to those, that's fine. The second day was the snake and the charmer. This was an interesting one for me to know about why the cobra actually moves when the snake charmer is playing with the flute. And the main idea is a cobra does not sway to the flute music. Something like that is fine. If it's not exactly, that's okay. One key detail is the cobra has no ears and is deaf. The next key detail, the cobra tries to get into position to strike, but the flute keeps moving. And then the third key detail was given to us. The cobra sways to the motion of the flute as the snake charmer moves back and forth. Okay, when you get to lending an ear, this was about dogs that help hearing impaired people. And number one question was, which statement below best describes the main idea in paragraph 2? Not the whole story. B is the best answer for that one. Hearing dogs alert their owners to sounds the owners cannot hear themselves. The two best key details that supported that are B and D. Hearing dogs touch their owners with a paw or their noses to alert them to sounds. And D, hearing dogs lead their owners to the source of the sound. For the snake, the writing here, it said, let's see, this is page 16. Explain how the key details about cobras help you understand the snake charmer's trick. Include details from your chart and your discussion in your answer. If you used these details here and put them in paragraph form, that should be fine. Okay, that was the details on, that's the chart, excuse me, on page 13. For lending an ear, first it asks you to do the chart. So here is something you could look at. If I don't read it completely, I'm going to do the best I can. The main idea is that a hearing dog and its owner work side by side. Then you have some key details or supporting details that show how they work side by side. For the first one, it said by alerting its owner to important sounds in the home, the dog keeps its owner safe. The second supporting detail, a hearing dog helps outside by making the owner aware of sounds in public. And the third key detail could be the dog leads the owner to the source of the sound, like a doorbell or an oven timer. Okay, look at Flying with a Tiger. And that was a 3-page informational story. Number 1 on page 21. The question is, what dictionary entry best defines prepare? That's A, get ready. Then number 2, the main idea of paragraphs 2 and 3 is that zoos help protect wildlife and teach people about wild animals such as Sumatran tigers. Draw an X next to the 2 key details in the chart that best support the main idea. The second one, when a zoo wants a new tiger, it tries to get one from another zoo. That way more tigers can stay in the wild. And the fourth one, but zoos around the world keep a few of the big cats to teach people about the tigers. Okay, number 3, the question is, which sentence, this is 3A, which sentence best explains the main idea of the passage? That answer is B. B says, transporting animals from zoo to zoo must be done carefully so that the animals are kept healthy and safe. Part B, you needed to choose 3 answers. It looks like B, D, and E are the best. B says, when we moved one of our tigers, a female named Skylar, to the San Francisco Zoo in California, I went along to help keep her safe. Transporting means moving animals, and it talked about doing it carefully so they can be kept healthy and safe. So you can see how B would go with that. D, we trained her to go into a shipping crate and let us close the door behind her. They had to train her before they were able to transport her. E, while we waited at the Indiana airport, I peeked into Skylar's crate. I was happy to see her sleeping peacefully. So that's about them transporting her in the crate and her being peaceful. Number 4, which sentence best explains why Skylar's keeper gave her raw meatballs? D, Skylar's keeper wanted to reward her for going in the crate. And then you have a short response. The author states in paragraph 3, when a zoo wants a new tiger, it tries to get one from another zoo. Reread paragraphs 2 and 3, then explain how the statement supports the main idea of the text. Let's see if they give us anything from the teacher workbook. Okay, this could be an example of a good short response. Zoos try to get tigers from other zoos to protect animals that still live in the wild. The author says that by getting a tiger from another zoo, more tigers can stay in the wild. This supports the main idea because it explains why zoos take such care to keep their animals healthy and safe. Okay, hopefully that helped you, and I hope you did a good job on lesson 1. This week, be working on lesson 6. It's about making inferences and informational passages. Just remember to make an inference. What you're doing is you're reading the text, adding to that what you already know, and then you can make an inference about the real meaning of the passage. So hope you enjoy your work this week. Please be reading as well. And the writing topic for this week is to write about the thing you'll remember most from this extra time you're getting to spend with your families. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.